Otherworldlyculture.com.
Otherworldlyculture.com presents Now Streaming.
Now streaming, Suzy says hooray. Suzy, all the way. Now streaming every single day. Suzy, come and play.
Good evening, and thank you for joining Now Streaming, part of Otherworldly Culture's Dead on Thursdays. If you want to grace us with your presence, please join our live chat by clicking on the live shows link on the otherworldlycultures.com website. Otherworldly Cultures Dead on Thursdays currently consists of 3 rotating shows. Dead on Bases, a horror sports mashup. Dead on Movie Reviews, filled with lively debate where we babble about movies. Right? Is that right, Timmy?
Sounds good.
Thanks. And Now Streaming, the glitter-filled train wreck presided over by yours truly, Suzy Snowflake, a.k.a. the Ice Princess, where we have a panel discussion on whatever movie I feel like babbling about, as long as you find it on a free ad-supported streaming service, and as long as the great and powerful doesn't say no. What else we got? Oh, I know. Tiaras and cosplay are strongly encouraged, not required, just the sparklier the better if you do want to join us. And because most men have a fear of commitment,
Wow.
It's not just the shows that rotate, but my court of critics does as well. And on tonight's show, we have the knight in shining hockey mask, the Timmy Godak, a fellow convention enthusiast, owner of Darkside Collectibles, where we're hanging out tonight, which is a new sci-fi and horror specialty shop located in Plumboro. We also have the noble steed and a herd of trick ponies, the one, the only, the Marcus Jones, who's also a fellow convention enthusiast and Ohio's most eligible and most honorable bachelor. At least I think he still is the most eligible. I don't know.
The honorable is a question.
Yes.
We cannot forget that we do have the jazzy jester, Jeffy Miller, the star of Dead on Bases, a sports enthusiast, my cohort in crime, and the co-host of an upcoming show that's going to be coming at you next season.
Yep.
But, of course, we cannot forget, we also have hiding behind all of the glitz and the glamour, ready to pull the plug on me at any minute, we have the one, the only, the great and the powerful Tim Kretschmann, who is so great and so powerful, I am now required to say the following. He is stumbling from the murky moss-filled cemeteries of Muskego, Wisconsin, the brightest star, the something, the brightest light in the sea of stars in the solar system. He is the most dapper, the finest fella, the most marvelous mentor a little princess could ever hope for. No need to wish upon a star when you with a fairy godmother, when you have a producer such as him. He is the webmaster of Otherworldly Cultures, where he has the extreme responsibility of maintaining the world's greatest something or other. I don't know. I've lost track. I need a drink of that yummy stuff that's Tim has.
There we go. Thanks, Suzy. Have a good show.
On to tonight's movie, which is High School USA, where it is now streaming on Fossum, Plex, Pluto, Tubi, CW, Roku, Amazon, with a runtime of 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 22 seconds. It was a made-for-TV movie in 1983. This is also the season finale of Now Streaming. Season finales, we should actually, because we're gearing up for summer, have a movie about the end of summer. This is the opposite, because I apparently do everything backwards, and it's a movie about the beginning of the school year. But that's okay, because we couldn't watch The Last American Virgin because it's not free on streaming anymore, so you're stuck with this one, High School USA. Have any thoughts, my dear?
About the movie?
Sure. I mean, we could talk about the director, we could talk about the writer, we could talk about the all-star cast, but I wanted to give someone else a moment to say hi.
Well, absolutely. You know, it's crazy that I never knew this movie existed.
Same.
I never heard of it. I've never seen it. But it is literally cluttered with all-star actors that I knew from from back in the '80s that I loved. I loved every one of these actors. Everyone, Gilligan from Bob Denver.
We haven't gotten to that part
we haven't
yet.
gotten that to. Can I also say that I was amazed at the fact that Crispin Glover and Michael J. Fox actually were in this movie together.
No, we haven't gotten to the cast yet.
But again, it was just, I was surprised. I'd never heard of this movie, but yet it was so familiar watching it. So we'll continue. We'll go on.
Marcus, do you want to talk about the synopsis, or would you
Look,
like me to?
I got two things to say. Two things.
Wait,
One.
hold that thought. Butler, I need my drink.
Oh my goodness.
That butler better spill it.
That butler better hush his face and give me my drink. You may proceed.
Anyway, Butler, I love you still. The two things I would like to say is, one, when the hell did Suzy get an intro song? I'm not feeling that.
Right.
Wait, what?
Get her own theme song? That's too much power.
Yes, 100%, Marcus.
It is the power of the princess. Zip it. I am the only princess on this show. Y'all have penises. I get a theme song.
That's too much juice in your cup, baby. You don't need it.
Wow, holy man.
And secondly,
By the way, wait, Zip it. Now that you mentioned my cup that is not runneth over, I would like to thank, where did we get these, Sarah? Oh, the Phantom of the Attic, the best comic book store around in Monroeville. Look, where's yours? Hurry, look, yay, cheers. It's the Flintstones and the Jetsons, also from the 80s. Well, no, were they 70s?
No,
I don't know,
60s.
but we had these glasses. We had these glasses in the 80s. You could go to any Pizza Hut and get them.
okay.
But we got these from the comic book store, like I said. Which one was it?
Phantom of the Attic.
In Monroeville, PA. All right, now you can go on.
And the second thing is, yes, I've never seen this movie until today. But it gave me very strong vibes of Better Off Dead with John Cusack. So that's my comparison.
Great
at the
movie.
most.
I love that movie.
But it screamed that to me the whole time. Every little scene I'm laughing at, moments, good or bad, it was just screaming it. So, yeah.
Jeff, what do you think?
Well, along with Marcus and Tim, I never heard of this movie. I've never seen it before. So
What is wrong with all of
so I definitely had to check it out. It's from my era. I would be in high school in the 80s. Yeah, there's an all-star cast, and it brought back a lot of memories of those shows that they were all in. And to Tim's point, that some of those characters, which we can't bring up their names yet, it was cool to see how, see them in one of their first set of movies, so that you kind of think, oh, this is where they went, where they started, and where they went. So yeah, it was a good movie. Or no, I don't know. It was entertaining.
For anyone else that was in a bubble and not watching the greatest movies of all time in the 80s, just so you know, the movie is about JJ, an average high school whoever, wisecracking, semi-charming, but not. He wasn't popular, but he wasn't unpopular either. He was just like, whatever.
Yep.
Mr. Hijinks thought he was something that he wasn't, kind of thing. He has the hots for the suddenly popular because of Mr. Wonderful Girl. They had a summer romance. Chick hooks up with Mr. Popular. Now Mr. Nobody wants her. And so they compete through the whole movie. That's basically what it is. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Better Off Dead.
Directed by some guy, Rod something, don't know how to say his name, but the director also directed Dukes of Hazzard and Gilligan's Island, and the writers also collaborated. There were two writers, and they also did Mork and Mindy, What's Happening, Family Matters, and Step by Step together. So you really couldn't lose with the people that did this movie.
Excellent.
So, but now the three of you can move on to the cast, who, let me just say, is not just a who's who of the time, but I think it's fairly accurate to say that everyone in this movie, like all the people that played the high school people, were like the people of the 80s.
Yes.
And all of the adults were like the people of the 70s.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's spot on.
Thanks. But yeah,
The whole time I'm watching it, and every time I saw a new female actress in the movie, I'm like, I had a crush on her
Yes.
when I was young. I had a crush on her when I was young. I had a crush on her when I was young.
and for anyone that didn't know him in high school, all the girls had a crush on Timmy. I didn't.
I did. I saw Dana. I saw Dana Plato in this, and I'm like, oh, I'm in. I'm 100% in. She was one of the ones back in the day that I was like all about. So it was good to see her in this, but I didn't really like her role in this, if I can say that, because it seemed unrealistic that she's gonna be dating a dentist and then a general. So that I didn't like. I really didn't like that. I like stuff that's a little more realistic. What was that?
I said she was nasty for that.
I know. Thank you, Marcus.
It happens.
No, there's no way. There's no way in hell. There's no way in hell.
I got nothing.
But-
now, I will say, though, I was surprised with it being Dana Plato because she was huge back then when this movie came out, but she didn't have much screen time.
No, she did not
and
at
I was
all.
very surprised for when this came out and how popular she was. I would have thought she would have had more time.
I think she wasn't on screen because she was hooking up during those scenes and we didn't see it.
Well, I mean, I can understand that.
When you watch the opening credits, I was surprised. Everyone gets their own little name and like a title card, and then at the end they just had a bunch of names scrunched together.
Yeah.
And that's where Crispin Glover's name was. And I actually found it interesting that he actually seemed to have a larger part than a lot of the people in the movie.
Right, but he didn't have a lot going on at that time. Like, his oomph came out after this.
Isn't it something how he brought that same character to Back to the Future? It was the same character. Do you agree?
Well, when you think about it, I do agree. But when you think about it, Michael J. Fox's character was the same character too.
Yeah, I guess I was just the way that yeah, you're right. But just Crispin Glover, I mean, you could take that and put it in Back to the Future, and that, I mean, with his voice and how he was whiny and all that.
You would have thought it was just his father in high school.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they went back to the future.
But you know which character made me the most upset is Bandini. He played that role all through the 80s, and I just didn't like it. It's like the Jar Jar Binks of this show, in my opinion.
Aww. That's mean.
Okay.
Nothing, because he just made me sad.
Okay, sorry.
I really enjoyed too. He barely had any lines, but every time he said something, I just found myself completely cracking up. Was Tom Billard? Everything he said was just absolutely hilarious. Even when they're like, "You have your shoes on the wrong feet," I was like, "No, these are my feet."
Yeah.
I do have a note for him on mine. I do say though that he always plays some kind of crazy weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
I had another note for him, but I've lost my place.
I'll tell you what your other note was, Suzy. I'll tell you what your other note was. Tom Villard was also in a horror film. He was in the movie Popcorn. That's what I'm sure you had marked down somewhere. He was, I guess, one of the leads, actually, of the movie Popcorn.
Yep, that was
So I'm
crossing this movie over with horror movies. And I also add that Crispin Glover, Elizabeth Payton, I believe her name was, and B.C. Dupree were all victims of Jason Voorhees at one point.
That is true.
That's great, too.
I actually have that on my notes as well.
There you go.
Oh, I have that exact sweatshirt, Marcus.
Uh,
I have that exact sweatshirt too, my friend. Good taste.
Yeah, we do have great taste, sir.
Yeah.
I will say though,
Death Eternity clothing. Death Eternity.
speaking of horror and slasher, though, I do have to mention my favorite character, of course, was what was her name in it? But it was Anne Marie. I'm channeling my Anne. I think I got her hair down good tonight.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah, but
I'm not shocked.
she was in Slumber Party Massacre too, and I'm sorry, I love that movie. So yeah. I mean, she was kind of a bitch in this, but she had style. She was the best dressed out of all the girls in this.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
Looking good don't mean nothing.
Hey, are you guys all familiar with Leave It to Beaver? Well, I don't know. I mean,
No, none of us have ever heard.
okay, but how cool is that one scene where Anthony
Edwards?
yes, comes to the door and he plays the Eddie Haskell part to Eddie Haskell. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah. Can we actually talk about we're how far into this though, and we haven't mentioned that Anthony Edwards is like the quote unquote bad guy of the movie? Because
Goose.
I think this is the only movie he's ever been in where he played a non-likable guy.
And honestly, until he said that, I did not put that together. But you're 100% right. That was funny.
That's pretty clever. I mean, the writers, that was pretty clever.
Yeah.
Was Anthony Edwards ever in a horror movie?
Tim?
I'm looking it up.
I don't think he was. I mean, he was in Gotcha, but that wasn't a horror movie.
No, that was a good movie.
Shot. It was a good movie. And I mean, people got shot, but not
Yeah,
like
that's all right.
a scary
Yeah, nothing
thing.
I can think of offhand.
Yeah. Interesting. Great and the Powerful. What do you think?
I'm looking
Pet
What's the ever-
Cemetery 2.
Telling I'm looking at it.
I don't know about your guys.
Pet Cemetery 2, it says.
Really?
Yeah, it says Pet Cemetery
remember
and Pet Cemetery 2.
Maybe he was the doctor.
I don't remember.
What's 2?
I don't-
Nobody watched 2.
I can't remember him in those movies.
No, but say nobody watched it.
Yeah, I don't know. Have we talked about everybody though? Because like I said, it is a who's who.
Yeah. Todd Bridges, Bob Denver.
I do like that Todd Bridges and Dana. Played
Mary Ann was in
like,
it
the
from
best
Gilligan's
friends.
Island. She was in there.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Dobie Gillis,
And
right?
I was gonna say everybody, anyone that was in this movie was
Tony
in
Dow.
something.
Yeah, Tony Dow.
Listen, I'm a young man in this conversation. But Nancy,
Yes.
who played Beth, had my heart. Love that woman. That look. Oh my God. What was that TV show she was on?
Facts of Life.
Facts Like. Listen, I only watched it for
You
one
take
reason,
the good, you
and
take
it
the
wasn't.
bad,
It
you
wasn't
take
that
the
lady
bad,
giggling. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Facts, right?
See, I watched Facts of Life too. I was watching for Blair though. Blair had me in that one.
Hey, listen, and I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. But Beth had that look.
Oh yeah, 100%. You're right.
And then the two girls that wanted to be in the photography club,
Yeah.
they were in Give Me a Break and Happy Days. So yeah,
Yes.
every single person that played a teenager in this movie was in something cool. So,
Another thing about the girl from Happy Days. She was one of the 2 girls taking the photo. That is the daughter of Phil Silvers.
Oh.
Who is a famous comedian that created the role of Sergeant Bilko on television.
oh, that's nice.
So you got to be related to somebody to get famous. Get it?
Did you guys catch the part in there that where Fast and the Furious got their idea for Nas? Like,
Oh, the red button.
No.
yeah, during the race, he had his own '80s version of Nas. Hit the button and go.
Yeah, sorry, that went right over my head.
Okay, that's fair. You are short, so
You can definitely tell though
I do
that
like.
the guy who
I
shot
do
Dukes of
like that
Hazzard
you were-
definitely played a part.
yes,
because of where they took the race and how they were on different levels. I'm surprised there wasn't a big jump.
you know what, Marcus? Now that when she mentioned the Dukes of Hazzard, I went right to those scenes, and I'm like, yeah, there was that influence in there, definitely.
Yep.
I did like me some Dukes of Hazzard though. Like those dudes were hot.
Dukes Hazzard.
Now see, ain't nobody in here talking about the Dukes of Hazzard for the looks.
No.
We were talking about the damn car.
Yes.
and
Again,
the Daisy
you
Dukes.
three have penises. I do not. I look at it differently. I am the princess.
We were trying to jump cars and jump Daisy. Okay, that's it.
100%, Marcus. 100%.
Jump cars and jump Daisy. Okay.
All them Duke boys are at it again.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's just something about us. They were Southern too, and there's just something about a Southern man that. Okay, anyway, moving on. Does anyone have anything else to say about the cast before I move on?
So what made them
Butler,
add
where's my
J-
drink?
What made them add the J to Michael J. Fox? Because it wasn't in this. It was just Michael Fox.
Wait, what? Oh,
Really?
oh
Yes.
I don't know.
His-
I did not
His
pay attention.
credit at the beginning was just Michael Fox.
I did not catch that.
I did not catch that either.
Not either. Wow.
I always wonder
I
what
would-
happens that makes an actor adjust or change their name from when they
It
start.
cost per letter, and he couldn't afford the J back then.
I would not be surprised that there's another Michael Fox, and they do not allow the Screen Actors Guild. They don't allow people to have the same name as somebody that came before them. So sometimes you see some pretty crazy things. The sitcom Too Close for Comfort with Ted Knight, the one character was played by a guy named Jim Bullock. And there was already a Jim Bullock, so he changed his name to J.M. Bullock. He just took the I out of Jim.
Huh.
And that was okay
Wasn't
for
there-
some reason.
Wasn't there something about like Michael Gross and Michael Keaton had the same name too, and one of them had to change it? Or was that just an urban legend?
That I don't know.
Yeah, I'm Michael B. Jordan and Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Suzy,
Well, the Michael Keaton and Michael Gross was long before the internet, so I don't know. I just remember hearing that when I was younger.
before we slide in the next topic, I just want to ask you about one other character. What do you guys think of the robot? I'm curious.
No, I didn't mention the robot at all. I think
that's what I'm here for.
Looked a little too excited to have the robot when they got to the dance, though. Like, what happened before he walked into the dance?
I like that he broke into the vending machine.
I would also like to note, though, before we move on to the next segment, is thank you, Jeffy Jeff, for being the only other person that dressed in theme tonight and wore what looks like a Letterman jacket. Because this is the 80s high school version, and neither of you two schmucks. Oh, now you want to dress in theme. You're not even on the thing.
Yeah, this is my Letterman's jacket. This is what I sported. Yeah. Yep. All 130 pounds of me.
My
time.
Jacket's upstairs somewhere. Okay.
All right. Oh, there we go.
I was a whopping 97 pounds in high school.
I weighed 87 pounds freshman year, and I wrestled in the 98-pound weight class. Needless to say, I got beat up pretty bad. I was 11 pounds down every match.
And some guys would get drunk and be like, "We could bench press you."
Probably.
Oh dear Lord.
Well, no, they were getting on
My
the
window frame.
They were getting on the scale.
My window frame is bigger than the both of you.
Get this. They were getting on the scale naked to make weight. I'm like, I don't need to do this. I was fully dressed. I had a shake in my hand. I'm like, weigh me up. I'm not even gonna get to 90. Weigh me up. And then we're like, and that's where I got.
Take a bite of the sandwich real quick.
And that's where I got my nickname right on there, Jeff Killer Miller, because I was such a dominant force in the wrestling world at Muskego High School.
I got my name, the Ice Princess, in high school, thanks to Tony Clark, who I've mentioned on this before, but also because I was just that evil in high school. I had this mean look. Did I really? You don't remember me having a mean look in high school, do you?
You had it when you wanted it.
Tim and Marcus, did you guys have nicknames in high school? Did you go have anything?
Timmy didn't have a nickname, but he was a ladies' man. All the girls just flocked to him. They would all come to my house waiting for him to show up.
Holy cow.
Just, like, hang out with him.
Not true.
Tim was a smooth operator.
Oh, yeah. They all swooned over him. It was
wow.
Yeah.
Because I was just one of the guys. But yeah. But yeah, they did. They would stalk him. They would literally, when I say line up outside my house to try to get a glimpse of him, I'm not. You were just back there telling your wife this happened.
Wait. Why was he all up in your house?
Yeah, good. Marcus.
Because my house was the party house. Because my house was the party house.
Yeah, okay.
Enabling.
I was. I would just sit there like a sweet little innocent girl, reading my little high school novels until knock, and how many people would we like jam into my house? And I don't even know where we got the alcohol from.
We had a lot of people in your house. I can remember hanging out in the hallway one time because there was nowhere else to sit.
Jeez. Wow.
And I don't know where the alcohol came from, but we always had it. Whether it was our Mad Dog, it was the Mad Dog 2020. It was St. Ides Special Brew. What kind of beer was it?
We always had Mickey's and St. Ides.
Yes, I love the Mickey's. Mickey's Big Mouth. Weren't they the ones that had the little things like under the caps?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. It was great.
The 80s. Wait, that was
No,
the 80s.
it was the 90s.
Jeez.
I was a
anyway.
wee lad then.
Marcus, you're just a baby. That's why you look so good now.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, moving on. Anyone else have anything they want to say before we actually talk about what we thought of the movie? Because I have a very unpopular opinion of this movie. I love this movie, but I don't think anyone's going to agree with my opinion of it.
Okay.
Did we all just freeze up?
No.
Okay. Now everyone's moving.
all shocked by
Okay.
what you just said.
Exactly.
I just said a whole lot of stuff, so I don't know what part shocked you. Anyway, your thoughts?
My thoughts on the movie? I had never seen it before, so I was going in blind. Now, okay, it's not, I hate to throw name titles out there. It's not, and this might be popular opinion, but it's not The Godfather. Like it wasn't, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It kept my interest. I actually watched it twice. I thought it kept me laughing. It kept me entertained. Not much of a plot, pretty simple, but I really enjoyed it.
Can I interject one thing?
You certainly can.
I would like to note, though, that since we all watched this on a free ad-supported streaming service, we watched it with commercials. So it's kind of ironic that we all watched it this week the way it was intended to be, because this wasn't made for TV movie.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Okay, Marcus, what'd you think, honey?
Honestly, I enjoyed the movie. I grew up with these type of movies. Like I said, Better Off Dead was one of my favorites, and I can't not watch this movie and not smile at the comparison of that type of movie. And I love the fact that movies still, well, not all movies, but some movies can have that premise of, like he said, the story isn't important. The cast is what makes the movie, the characters, and it just lets it play. And then eventually it ends, and it ends in a good way, like those prototypical movies normally do. But I enjoyed the movie. I would definitely watch it again. I would definitely add it to my collection as far as in a movie that I want to keep around me for the rest of my life type of deal. But I don't love it. I really enjoyed it.
I do love the fact that we are all horror people, though, but we all thoroughly enjoyed this, too, and there's not a lick of horror to it. Jeffy Jeff!
Well, I'm not as down with the movie as you other three are. I mean, it was...
Hush, then, moving on.
It was good.
Dang.
It was good, but
Hush.
I was waiting for... honestly, I was waiting for it to end. I was just like, all right, let's get through this. Yes. Am I supposed to hush because that's on there?
Yes.
Yes, hush. You hush now, honey. Hush.
Now it's off. So anyways, yes.
Well, moving on. Okay, so my unpopular...
No.
Yes?
Don't be rude.
What part
ahead,
of I am the princess and this is my
I'll pull her into my box.
I had $1 for every time I heard that.
Oh. Anyways, yes, it's a movie that can be watched. I'm not going to go as far as watching it again, but it was all right. It was just all right, and that's what I can say. That's it.
Well, you're wrong.
Okay.
However, I loved this movie. I loved everything about this movie. However, I do have an unpopular opinion. Question: was Anthony Edwards actually the bad guy in this movie?
That's a good question.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. I know what you're about to do. Don't do that.
I think I know what she's going to do too. I know what you're going to do.
Yes, he was a dick.
No, don't do that.
Was he wrong? I
Don't
mean,
do
no,
that.
I'm just saying. Zip it. All of y'all hush. Because let me just say one thing.
Beth is not the bad guy.
You have all been men in high school. You all had a girlfriend in high school. What would you all have done if you were dating some chick and some other dude that was beneath you kept hitting on her and would not take no for an answer?
Okay, we're going to do this. We're doing this then.
Let's go.
Wait,
If he would have got
Wait, I am not finished yet. You can give your rebuttal when I am done.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, he was a dick, but he was not wrong. JJ is the bad guy. Why didn't JJ make a play for her before she started dating someone? Why couldn't he take no for an answer? What kind of psycho, when she's on the phone chatting with her friends, has the operator break through for an emergency just because he wanted her attention? JJ's the one who... Zip it, hush, I'm talking. JJ is the one who wanted to race. JJ is the friend who needed... He's the one who needed his friend's car for a race. JJ coerced way more people to do things in this movie than Bo Middleton did. I rest my case.
Okay, then.
However, wait, I'm not done yet.
You said you
Zip it. No, wait,
you
I'm not done.
You just said you
Well,
rest the
I'm a
case.
girl and I can change my opinion.
Oh my goodness.
10 seconds. Every
I have
10
more to
seconds.
add. JJ and Bo. JJ and Bo. If you ever want me to shut up, give me popcorn. Hold on. I need a minute.
Nope. So now I can say my
Oh,
stuff.
yummy.
Here we go.
JJ and Bo essentially
no.
are the exact same person. Both dudes are narcissistic leaders of their social circle who made their friends do all of the work. Both had friends that did beatings and crushings and whatever. JJ's friends did all the car work. Bo's friends did all the bullying. Both had 2 bumbling minions as friends. One had a BFF that did all the work. One had a BFF chick who was smitten by him, so they did all the work. And they were both idolized in their respective social circles. Beth would have been better off leaving both of them and running off with Otto.
Oh, you better stop the cap.
I'm done. I'm not wrong.
So,
but I'm
fellas, can I start?
Let's go.
Yes.
Yes.
Because men are polite enough to ask.
That's right.
So anyway, first of all,
to be
if he would
fair,
have got
he would get
if Bo would have got his butt on that damn Ferris wheel, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
You're right.
The boy had the influence to get himself on there. He had everybody kissing his ass. I can say ass, right? He had everybody kissing his ass. And
JJ
if
did
he
too.
no, he had people doing his homework. He had people running around doing stuff for him. He had a teacher. He had a teacher avoiding a beautiful mistress just so he could try to get a loan, a grant. All he had to do, hold on, I let you speak. I let you speak. You better hush. Eat some popcorn.
Yeah.
Give me popcorn. Give me popcorn. Give me popcorn.
He was in a position where he could have walked to the front of that line, not no half-hour wait.
Did anyone?
He could have got her on there, but he showed his priorities by choosing to do what he wanted versus what she wanted, and she acknowledged that. JJ just took the opportunity to be a charming, loving individual who just so happened to catch the eye of the main girl.
Move your feet, lose your seat. I like
That's
that.
right. Marcus,
Okay.
Marcus, 100%, Marcus.
That was your girl in high school.
I'd have gone on the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, me too. Marcus, 100%. 3-1, Susie. Sorry.
So you wouldn't have so you wouldn't have gotten on the fair. Okay, so you don't like him. No, you wouldn't have.
No, I just simply, based on what you said, I'm going off of what you said. If Bo would have acted like a man who wanted his girl, he would have got on that Ferris wheel. We wouldn't have this conversation.
You know what, Marcus? If he would have tried harder, JJ put in the work, and Bo just figured, I'm Bo, so she's going to be fawning all over me. No, Marcus is 100% right.
JJ did not put the work in. He
Hell, he
just beat
didn't.
her down. So
No.
He did.
Susie, honestly, he did. Because he asked her out at one point.
Yep.
He did. He even when he pissed her off, he went to the bakery and he got her to laugh.
Yeah.
Like persistently pulling the car, like, hey, I got 86. He wasn't rude. He wasn't overbearing about it. He just let it know that he liked
Neither.
her. Even when he kicked the door, even when he kicked the locker and he fell, he said, I just did that so I could see.
Yeah, that was cool.
Okay, but do you remember the scene where she's telling Bo, you don't know my dreams, my aspirations, my this or that? Well, guess what? JJ didn't know those either. They never once had a conversation about what meant a lot to
He would have
her.
asked.
But hold on.
That's right.
It ain't like
Tim's
he had
right.
That conversation. Bo had that conversation with her. She even said that. She's like, you never took an interest in me.
Yeah, but JJ didn't either. JJ was just all about him.
What about when they sat on the
JJ
Ferris
just
wheel and they had that conversation?
Yeah.
She even said,
They
I like
talked
that
about
conversation.
him. They didn't talk about her. They talked
But
about him. They
she
didn't talk
liked
about her.
the conversation. She said that.
It was a very one-sided conversation that was about
But
everything
she
he wanted. He
liked
doesn't.
the conversation.
Well, she's a twit, okay?
Oh, here it comes. Here we go.
Now, if the blame can't be on one of them two, might as well hit the third.
Exactly. Exactly.
Woo! I see where we go with
Which
this.
brings me, her being a twit brings me to the point that Nadine and Peggy were the best part of the entire movie.
The photographers?
They were
Trying to see
just
some
trying
ass?
to survive. They were just trying to survive high school.
No, they
were
were
the
trying to
only
see
two
some ass.
characters. Okay, we all were in high school. Find one of us on this show right now that weren't trying to see someone we were in high school.
I want to know why there was a hole in the janitor's closet that was facing into the men's locker room.
They did that. Did you not watch the movie? The girls did that,
that's right,
trying
that's
to
right.
catch
Oh, yeah.
the ass.
They some porky stuff.
They
And then they pushed the other guy through.
They were the only two characters who did not fall victim to high school hierarchy. They only wanted to be part of the photography club. I did not approve of their wardrobe. Like, their wardrobe was pretty lame. But I do give them a toast to the characters doing their own thing. I would give a toast, but my butler robot has my drink, so I don't know where it was.
Hey, did your guys' janitors sleep at the high school where you went to school? They had a picture of their mom.
That was creepy.
That was creepy as all hell. Yes, it was.
I don't know. Did our janitor sleep at the high
There's
school?
no
I know
way.
We had a chemistry teacher that.
It was kind of like top secret from the door said janitor, and you opened it up and he was standing in there.
Did you ever actually go into the janitor's room? Didn't.
I've been in there.
I know we
It
had a
wasn't
chemistry
pretty.
teacher that was hit by a train not once but twice.
Yeah, what, at the school? I mean, what is
Twice.
that?
Yes, twice. Twice
he
we got
lived?
hit by a train. 2 separate occasions.
Did-
Yeah, no, we had a zombie chemistry.
Does he know what
I'm
that
just saying,
bar
like-
means
What was
that
his
comes
name?
down?
Do you remember his name?
Suzy,
What?
did he know what that bar meant when it comes down on both sides of the tracks? I mean, did he not know?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
It was back in the old days.
Or
Did-
or was he
Well,
on
it
the
was calm
I
though
guess he wasn't
too.
listening
I mean, we
hard
lived in a
enough.
pretty
or was he
we
on
were in a
the
pretty country town, so you
Oh,
never
so I know what it was. He didn't put his ear on the steel beam and listen.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe he was on the Mad Dog, who knows?
Did you recognize the janitor?
He did look
Yes.
odd. He looked odd to
Do
me.
you know who it was?
Wait, where are my notes? Hush.
I'll just
have
tell
that
you.
Yeah.
It was Dave Nelson.
She has her notes. That also
Who's that?
talk about
who
I
is
do.
the brother of
Ozzy,
Ricky
Harriet,
Nelson
no.
from the TV show The Adventures of Ozzy and Harriet.
Yep. Okay.
I just said that.
Yes, but I said it more authoritatively.
That's because you're the great and the powerful, and I'm just a pretty princess.
Who hates on everybody.
I don't hate on everybody.
Hating on Beth, hating on JJ.
Calling her a twit?
I'm saying she's a twit because of the guys that she likes.
Well, based
I
on
like
what you just
bigger
said, hold
girls.
on. But based on what you just said, how come Bo didn't just choose the other girl when she did all that stuff? for
That's
him?
true.
Well, I agree with that because he was being faithful to his girlfriend, unlike what's her face.
He wasn't being.
I don't know about that, Suzy.
All right. Anyway, but moving on. The rest of my notes, as far as this movie goes, there is one thing that I would like to say, as part of the feral generation, which I think it's. I mean, we were a feral generation. I did like that the movie had it lacked parental supervision. They had the one dad in it, but he was kind of a drunk and a fly-by-night dad. But that.
Open the car door, and whenever the door hits, he's like, ah!
Yeah.
But let's be honest. Like
I cried
we literally are the generation. We are the generation that they had to have commercials reminding our parents that we were out and they should check on us to make sure we were still alive. So I did like that in the movie they didn't have parents either because that's how we grew up. I am also glad to see that, unlike other teen movies that we complain about on this show, all of the social classes stuck to the social classes. Like we always complain in the horror movies that we watch on here that like you have like a stereotype of all the different people in one crowd. So they're all at the parties and you would never actually see all of those people hanging out together. So like in this, when they were having the party, all of the nerds had to actually sneak in. They weren't invited. And that's really how high school is, to be honest. Well, I don't know about now, but like, I don't know. How is high school now? Because kids have feelings
Jail.
now.
Do they even have parties? They're just on their phones. Who knows?
That's
No.
true. You're right.
They have silent
Yeah.
parties.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
the difference with the parties, though, too, that I did have an annoyance with this movie was in this thing, who has parties like that? Like, who does have a butler at a high school party? Or who wears ties? We
guy
didn't.
that
Our
Suzy
house
roots for.
parties. Our parties consisted of Mad Dog 2020,
Who had
and
cake?
we wore hoodies. We did not wear. Yeah, we did not have cake. We may have baked some shit, but we.
Or were baked.
But,
Yeah.
but we did not wear ties and
No.
dresses, and no, we had hoodies and Daisy Dukes, like you said. And
Well, can I just
that
add?
was always an outfit, like an oversized hoodie with little short shorts. That was like the best thing.
You gotta understand though, he
I
did
guess.
make this party like what was it like? Only certain people can get in,
Mhm.
and even the dance, he wanted to make it $100 for couples, so the riffraff couldn't get in.
Oh,
$150 to sit with him.
And that's another thing in high school, because they had a very formal dance early on. Even your homecomings aren't that formal. And we talked about that. We didn't have in the fall a formal dance. We had the Sadie Hawkins dance. You wore a flannel. I mean, prom was that you wouldn't spend $100 on a dance back then. But I digress.
But yet, Bo wasn't the villain.
Thank you.
Bo wasn't the villain. Which,
Bo's
okay, speaking
jackass.
of Bo,
Exactly.
my other annoyance, even though I love this movie, though, was why did everyone call him Bo Middleton? He was Bo. He was the main guy. No one in high school is going to call you Bo. Like, no one said Tim Godak. Tim Godak. It was always Tim. We never mentioned your last name. We all knew who the hell you were.
Actually, a lot of people
Hold on a
We
second
can
here.
use both the first and
we
the
can
last
use
name.
both.
Hold
Yeah,
hold
you can
on.
use both the first and the last.
Hold on a second. In our high school, where
Yeah.
Jeff and I went to,
Yeah.
you never used the person's first name.
Nope.
It was the last
What's
name.
that?
He was Miller. I was Kretschmann. And that was it.
Yeah, you didn't use first
What was
names.
I?
No, there were no first names in high school.
I was not. Shut up.
Unless a
No,
girl
when you would talk, so what? You just never mentioned me in high
You
school?
were Susie.
Okay,
you were
yeah.
Susie. So.
Yeah.
You were
Suze.
Kramer.
Yeah,
I think it was the guys that were always like
that were the last names. Yeah.
Well, that could be.
Yeah, especially like if you did like sports and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I got, pretty much. I think. Oh, wait. I saved the best for last, Jeffy Jeff.
Yeah.
There is a Pauly Shore connection just for you. Tom Villard, what did he play in the movie? Which one was he? He was Crazy Leo from
Yes.
One Crazy
Yeah.
Summer. He was in the Army now with your boy Pauly
There
Shore.
you go.
Oh
So
my
we
God,
can
is
connect
this 7
with and
steps
want-
to Pauly Shore?
No, this is just one step to Pauly Shore.
It's a large jump to Pauly Shore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
So I just had to throw that in there for you.
Thank you.
Susie, are you going to be going through the ads and all that before we go to the final grades?
Maybe we should rate the movie first because I think we've spent an entire hour and haven't even hit the second step.
Okay,
How
so
do
you want to do the grading next?
I think we should.
Okay.
All right, who wants to go first?
Someone go first because I'm used to numbers and letters, so I am not quite.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I see them. All
I
right.
got you.
Well, guys usually finished first, so one of y'all go.
Wow. All right.
Only listen. Don't do that because I got comments to make. And this is a family channel.
Oh, I think Family Channel went out the window a long time ago.
I am so limited by what I can do and say because she could touch me.
All right. You know what?
On reef, baby.
You are not the first to say that, Tim.
The great and Paul. Oh, go ahead, Marcus.
No, it's fine.
Touch me.
No, go
We're
ahead.
doing ratings.
Yeah.
Feel here.
Going over the movie, I still say it was a good movie, probably a very fun movie for its time. I think it's one of those movies where, for pure humor's sake, I would suggest someone watch. I also agree with other people where it may not be the best, but I still enjoyed it. I still enjoy comparing it to other movies. I still stand on that mountain. I give it a happy.
Yay!
So now that I saw what the ratings are, and I just heard Marcus. You know what? I did like the movie. I'm not gonna trash it. I like the movie. It's just not one that I'd go watch it again. But I'm gonna go very literal and go with the thumbs up because I did like it. So it's worth watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I pretty much agree with everything that both of you said. Like you said, it's not the greatest, most intricate movie on the planet, but it was a thoroughly good watch. I had a good time watching it, and I think I would add it to my collection if I saw it, in a cheaper bin somewhere, But I would definitely add it to my collection. So I'm going to go with the happy emoji also.
All
I
right.
think I talked it to death. I don't need to give my explanation. I think I would give it the happy face and a heart, but I don't think we have the heart, so I'll stick with the happy face. Oh, yay! We do have a heart, and it's like pink. Yay!
There we go.
All right. Now moving on. How did we all watch this? Because we all watched it on a free, ad-supported, free, ad-supported stream. I don't know, whatever the fast thing is.
You
So
got
everybody
it
watched
right.
it for free, so that anyone on the planet can watch it. It just has commercials when we watch it, because that's the whole setup of this show. If I haven't mentioned that lately, I think we all watched it on different things. Timmy, I want to start with you because you confused me with how you watched it. You watched it on Prime,
I watched it on Prime, yes.
but not everybody has Prime.
Now, it was not, you had to have Prime to watch it. It was not available. I had to actually have Prime, so I guess it necessarily wasn't a free streaming service.
So you failed your assignment.
Well, you wanted me to watch it on Prime.
No, I
Now, it
wanted
still
you to
had
watch.
commercials, though. See, now that's the thing. It was on Prime. It was a Prime movie, but when I watched it, it was available with limited commercial interruptions. They had, when you first put it on, there was a 3-minute commercial break. Then the movie started. It played for about a half hour. And then there was another 3-minute commercial break. And then after that, it said your movie will continue in its entirety. I watched it a second time, and it was the exact same way, only they were 2-minute durations for the commercial
Did you see how stern he got and shut me down? Like, WTF?
So,
And guess what you did? You got quiet.
It's about
it was
time.
actually, it was great to watch it, because usually I have to watch 1,000 commercials, and it takes me 6 hours.
So what happened to Freebie? So Freebie is not a free thing.
Freebie,
Like Freebie's kind of-
I can explain this. Amazon
Oh, great and powerful.
Amazon originally bought IMDb TV, which was out of the website that Jeff gets all his time information from. And then they rebranded IMDb TV to Freevee, which was a separate app on Roku and all those streaming players. Well, then they decided, oh, we don't want to do that anymore either. So then they went over and they now call it Amazon Prime with ads. And I do think, Tim, if you don't have Prime, I think you can watch it on Amazon Prime with the ads. But if you don't have Prime, it's a lot more ads, is what it turns out
I
to
believe-
be.
yeah,
But you do have to have an Amazon account, just like on Freevee, you would have to have an account to watch on
It
Freevee.
did give me an option to upgrade my account. If I upgraded the account, I could get it commercial free.
Yeah. They did that.
So
I know.
Amazon now has just like 10,000 different tiers.
Yes,
Already thought of
yes,
that.
they do. Because even like Reacher, which is an Amazon Prime show, you can only see it with Amazon Prime. It now does start with ads unless you pay the premium Prime, which I don't know what they call it, and then you get no ads whatsoever.
Y'all are just making my head hurt now.
Yeah,
No, that sounds like some bullshit.
that's what we do.
For the Nile.
You tell him, Marcus.
The Nile.
All they want is more money.
Call it Nile.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
More money, more problem.
like Amazon.
Jeffy Jeff, what'd you watch it on?
I watched it on Fossum. It's the first time that I've ever watched anything on that streaming.
Your favorite.
Yeah. So first of all, and I don't want to go too much down a rabbit hole. This is just me, but I don't like the name Fossum. I think they got to think of something else. I just don't like that name.
Awesome is awesome.
It just frustrated me. I don't know. But anyways, so back to the commercials.
stop.
There was 3 commercial breaks. The first one came about 11 minutes and 50 seconds in. There was 4 minutes worth of commercials, but there was 8 commercials, so each one was 30 seconds long. The next set of commercials came in at about 1 hour and 14 minutes in. Same format, 4 minutes, 8 commercials, each 30 seconds. And then the final and last commercial break was 1 hour and 27 minutes in, so they got some commercials in like right away before the end. Again, 4 minutes, 8 commercials, each at 30 seconds. So that's what they had there. It wasn't that
Only
bad.
3 breaks. That wasn't bad at all.
3 breaks. That's all I got.
Mr. Marcus,
For me, it was on Tubi.
which Tubi did you watch?
Tubi.
Did you watch the riff tracks or did you watch it without
I watched the
the riff?
regular. I watched the regular one. No riff, traff. And it was 4 commercials total.
Oh.
One was by itself within the first 40 minutes, and then the second one also. was probably another half hour in, and then towards the end they played two commercials back to back, but every commercial was only 30 seconds long.
That's
Wow.
sweet. That is a sweet deal.
Yeah, like it was. I was impressed because when the first commercial played, it said 1 of 1, and by the time it ended, like like you hear the commercial play.
Yeah.
By the time I looked at it to be like, oh, what's this? It was ending, and Michael J. Fox was back on the screen.
Nice.
Oh, let me shut up.
Great and powerful. Do you want to give?
Sure, I can tell you real quick. I watched it on the Roku channel, which is an ad supported. Really weird. It was almost exactly every 10 minutes there was a commercial break. There were, how many ad breaks did we end up with? 7 ad breaks. It was like every 10 minutes, almost on the dot. And what was weird is if you watched a movie, you realized where those old ad breaks should have been. Because they would always have like some 50s group going, doo-wop, or something like that just before a blackout. And it was like, oh, to help the dum-dums that were at the home studios, oh, it's time to play the ad, They didn't hit those. They were missing them, I would say, about half the time. And I was like, what are you doing? And then you would see that spot like a minute after you got back. And you're like, why didn't you just wait and put it in here?
Yeah.
It was really bizarre. But I would say it was about average as far as ads.
So I tried something new. I watched it on the CW channel. I did not realize until I saw the different ways to watch this that the CW actually had movies you could watch as well.
Yep.
So the CW, it's the app just like, the TV channel CW, which I don't even know if that's really... Do people even watch anything on the CW anymore ever since Supernatural ended? I don't know. But, so I downloaded it. It was... What? I'm just saying. I don't know what TV shows are on there anymore. I will say that watching it on there, it was almost 2 hours. It was 1 hour and 58 minutes, but it didn't seem like that. And technically, again, going back to if we watched this the way it was intended to be, it would probably have been 2 hours anyway. Like an hour and a half show back in the 80s with commercials would have been 2 hours. The interesting thing about it is even though there were 18 commercials, there were 4 commercial breaks. And the way they did it, I actually would forget that I was watching it with commercials, if that makes any sense. So even though it was long, I was so into the movie, I was like, oh, I forgot. There's a commercial time. The CW app itself, it was like I said, the breaks were pretty well timed. It was enjoyable to watch, even though it had all of those. The picture quality was great. The sound quality was great. It was very easy to navigate and use the app itself. And they even have this little cute QR code. So when you download it on your TV, it comes up with the QR code. So if you don't want to sit there and get aggravated trying, oh, there went my gavel. Like, when you're trying to use your remote and you get frustrated with the little clicky things. Well, you could scan the QR code and use your phone if it was easier to use your phone. So I kind of like that option too. The thing about the CW is it does have a really nice library of their shows, whether they're the current ones, which I don't even know what they are now, or if they were the old ones or ones that we forgot about. And I will bite you if you don't put my gavel down. It has a lot of movies and things. So I do think everybody should check that app out. I had fun using it, and I enjoyed the movie. So there you
Don't try to end that sweet after you said that.
Oh, you hush. It is my toy. No one else gets to use it.
Oh, her and her toys.
Moving in.
Yeah, she's
that's what she said.
toys, yeah.
Oh, shut up. You guys have such a dirty mind. I didn't mean it that way.
Neither did we.
All right, what were we saying about
neither
Dukes
did
of
we.
Hazzard earlier?
What? I didn't hear you. Huh? Moving on. Shameless plug time.
Okay.
What we got? Can we start? Can we get started?
Yeah, I'm getting things ready here for you.
Give me my pizza.
What?
Pizza?
Hi. Thanks for coming to Dark Side Collectibles tonight. I hope you had a good time.
That's a plug right there.
Yeah, right?
Mom, we actually had a customer stuck in here the whole time. And now she can't get out. Bye.
Just to let everybody know, next week on Dead on Thursdays, we have Dead on Movie Reviews, where 4 people will be discussing horror movies of some kind and giving reviews. We also want to thank Darkside Collectibles for hosting. Tim, you want to tell everybody a little bit about Darkside?
Yes, Darkside Collectibles is a horror sci-fi collectible store located in Plum Borough. We sell everything from Friday the 13th masks to alien facehugger replicas. It's been exciting. We're going to be doing online pretty soon here, so you can actually pick up in store or have things shipped to you. We've been open for about 4 months, so come on in and see us. Always something exciting going on at Darkside Collectibles.
And what's right down the street where you can go eat at?
Right down the street. And we actually got ourselves some pizza from there tonight at Concadora's Pizzeria.
We want to thank them not just for feeding us tonight, but for feeding us all through junior high and high school, because it is the best pizza in the state. Do you agree?
I do agree.
It's like pushing merch, you know.
Like 30 years, whether it was after school, midnight when we were drunk. Oh, my very first Valentine's Day ever was spent at Concadora's. And they had the crane machine and a jukebox at the time. And the guy that I was dating won me a little purple bear and a little orange bear. So this pizza shop means everything in the world to me. So next time you're here at Darkside Collectibles, you should totally, after you munch on some popcorn, go to Concadora's and get the best pizza around. Just saying.
Or if you bring me a piece of Concadora's pizza, I'll give you a discount.
Ooh, that's even better.
I like that idea.
Tell me that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Marcus came to
Totally
life
worth
over
it.
there.
I'm coming there with a meat lovers, a veggie pizza, traditional.
They're in.
Oh, well, their hoagies are amazing too, not just their pizza. Like everything there, and it is top notch. And I mean, the owner, he makes everything from scratch. It's freaking phenomenal.
I used to always eat the pizza bread. Their pizza bread was phenomenal.
All right. We also want to remind everybody that Horror Realm is just around the corner.
Yeah.
A short 295 days away. But we
I
really...
better start packing now.
Yeah, you probably need to. And we want to tell everybody about how many different panels that we have already put out. We have, 9, 10, 11 panels that we posted from this year's Horror Realm available on our YouTube channel. So go on out there and check it out.
I can't hear you over my chewing.
That's fine. I can say so many other things too.
Wow.
Whose side are you on?
What he said. She dropped the pepperoni or something.
I dropped the earbud. Hello? Hello? Are people talking? I can't hear you.
No, and I don't think it shut off. You just dropped it.
I was just be quiet to see if she would, how long she keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, shut the F up.
Well, I'll be quiet. Me too. Think she'll understand if I'm sitting beside her.
Listen, that would have been hilarious. I can't hear you.
I hope
I
y'all-
haven't said anything.
Yeah, just move your mouth.
The abuse I take.
The abuse you give.
Well, that happened again. Hold on. Where is this damn thing?
It was like so much it came twice.
Okay, we're back. Go ahead, Susie, and start closing the show.
All right. I think. Anyone else have anything, or are we ready to close for the night? All right. In closing, thank you for joining us all season. I know you're going to miss me over the summer. Please remember to like us, rate us, follow us. We got Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Insta. I got to figure out how to use Twitter. I don't do the whole twit thing.
Yeah.
Is it twitting or tweeting? What do you do?
It's
It depends if you're talking about
X
this
now.
movie. It's twit.
Share us, help newbies find us. Keep doing whatever. I don't know. This is just so good. I lost my mind. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, help newbies find us so that Otherworldly Cultures can keep doing its programming, and I can keep annoying the great and the powerful Blake Field. And so I can keep giving the great and the powerful the headaches that I give them. Reach out to us. We got email, whatever our names are, at otherworldlyculture.com. Message us, DM us, whatever. I don't know. And until next time, don't let the haters dim your sparkle. Reach for the remote and keep streaming. Good night, everyone.
Culture.com.
Third time's the charm.
We at Otherworldly Culture do not condone the consumption of alcoholic beverages or substances by
You're the
anyone
only
under
one
the age
doing it.